Okay, pressing play now. Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with probably the only regional game I'm going to do a voiceover for, a full breakdown. I did post the regional vlog today, so check it out if you haven't, but we are playing Red Purple Law. This match was really fun. My opponent was just a super chill dude, not a local player, so it was really fun to get a game in, get a couple games in with some people from not around here. So this is probably, I think this is like round 4 or 5 in the tournament. So I swing 5 into life, just kind of hoping he'll take it. I tap 1 for the Sengoku, trying to see what I can find, and I see some Jinbeis, dude. I really see Jinbei, which is great. I feel like against, and my camera angle is not great in this game. I'm so sorry, guys. I do take a Jinbei. I feel like the best way as Boa to deal with RP Law is to just kind of flood the board and give him too much to bottom deck, ideally. So we play out the Doflamingo and we reorganize the top of our deck. Our opponent on their 3rd on turn swung 5 and then played out the Zoro Juro, which I did mention in the finals. Some tech coming back to the RP Law list, and I like it. Honestly, I do enjoy the Zoro Juro. So I'm thinking that we're gonna Jinbei into Weevil next turn. That's kind of my thought process there. And depending on what he does, I'll probably, if he swings, I'm thinking I'll probably block. Actually, he currently doesn't have a way to minus my Dofi. My Dofi's just outside of that bottom decking range. But as you guys can see, we kind of don't have a lot of counter in hand, which is definitely a little stressful. And I feel like that was one of my biggest problems in this tournament was Kaidos, they love me. What can I say? You know, I'm adorable. I just could not stop drawing into Kaidos. So if I do go back to Boa, which I'm not against going back to Boa, I think I'd like to, I will probably tweak my number of Kaidos. So my opponent goes ahead and swings 5 with the Zoro Juro, getting another Dawn. And I am thinking about what to do. It had been so long since I had seen Zoro Juro. I was like, you get it back active? Like, hold up. Like, I know he's a small guy, but that's pretty good. Definitely, this tournament did make me kind of want to play RP Law again. I have been updating my list, but we are on Lucci now, so he goes ahead and swings 5 at lead, and I don't have a ton I want to counter out with. I'm trying to decide if I want to take it, and I do take it. I get a Sengoku. He still has like 5 Dawn up. I think that realistically, I should have just blocked with Dofi. I mean, get that value in. Although, who knows? This was a while ago, so I can't remember. He ends up tapping that 5, and I assume playing a Kid. Yep, Kid. Blocker, bottom decking the Sengoku, which is fine. We just picked up our pretty Sengoku. And passing to minusing Dawn, getting the Sachi and Penguin, getting more Dawn back. Honestly, really oppressive play from my opponent here, which good on him, honestly. So I get 2 more Dawn. I'm sitting okay. I think I'm at 6 Dawn now. Yeah, 6 Dawn. I don't see Boa would have been okay. I don't think she would have been the greatest, but definitely okay. But we swing 6 into the Zoro Juro, seeing if I could get him to block with Kid or what have you. And I think that he might just let the Zoro Juro go. Honestly, the beautiful alt art Zoro Juro. Jeez, that is hard to say. Try saying that 10 times fast. But yeah, he's sorting through his cards. He does have a pretty healthy hand, which is not something you see for a lot of Law players, especially not seeing a Reiju yet. But he does decide to let the Zoro Juro go. And I go ahead and tap 4, and my cat is so excited. I don't even know if you guys can hear her. And I do the Jinbei into Weevil, draw a card. We get the Gravity Blade, which is pretty nice. And then I tap 1 for the Sengoku, just kind of putting bodies on field. I do kind of know what's on the top of my hand, and I have plenty of Kaidos and a Red Rock. Red Rock isn't super useful, I think, in the Red Purple Law matchup. It's not terrible. I take the Law. Yeah, that makes sense. I take Law, send it to the bottom. The 2k counter, because as I mentioned, I am kind of bricked up. Definitely want to drop the number of draw Kaidos to 2. I think I'm currently running 3 in this list, and then 2 bounce Kaidos, so I think I want to go 2-2 and maybe add another 0 cost event. I don't know, I really like the 0 cost event. I'm a big 0 cost event believer, honestly, and maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, definitely, like, my thought here is I'm pleased with my hand if I can if I don't have to keep taking life. Like, I think the draw Kaido and the bounce Kaido, like, bounce Kaido in this match, not the worst thing, not the best thing. Definitely can get something that's big and scary off the board. I think, like, a Miss All Sunday would be good to bounce back to hand because no counter. That's with the bounce Kaido, I hate bouncing back cards with counter, so I try not to. And I feel like part of my issue with how I played in this tournament is I was a little too skittish around my Kaidos. But he ends up tapping 5 to drop the queen, bottom decking or minusing a Dawn to draw 2 with the queen ability, really seeing those big blockers, which is making it a little harder for me to swing into him. I could Gravity Blade both of them next turn. I don't think I would get a ton of benefit, but I think I get them off the board. I think that's enough benefit, honestly. Hold on, what am I saying? Depending on what my opponent does here, though. I'm definitely thinking about Gravity Blading. In that case, I'm thinking I want to kind of counter out with the Law I picked. I have a good amount of cards in hand. I moved him too fast. He ends up trashing the Otama, which is interesting to me. It kind of says to me, like, okay, he's got some other way to minus bodies down. And then Kid ability, get the Dawn back. So he is at 4 Dawn, and he taps all 4 for the Bon Clay, and that changes my plan. That Bon Clay is scary, especially when I know that I am dropping a Kaido soon. I do not want him to be able to have a Bon Clay Kaido. But he drops the Gordon, minusing the Weevil by 3, bottom decking the Weevil, which is definitely a bummer. So now all I really have on my board is the Jinbei, and Jinbei can't get over his blockers without any Dawn, and he ends up playing out the Kid and Killer. This card is the bane of my existence, I swear. He goes ahead and swings 5, and yeah, I give him that 2k. I don't really want to give him the Kaido or the Jinbei. I'd like to Jinbei into Gecko, I think, possibly. He swings 5 with the Sachi and Penguin, and I end up countering out with Jinbei, just getting my hand size low enough. Swings 5 with Kid and Killer, and I block with your boy Dofi. And we do end up getting Boa, so that is an option. I feel like a Gravity Blade would be more useful here. Of course, another non-counter card is exactly what I want, and seeing as I got rid of the Jinbei into Gecko is not going to happen, unfortunately. So yeah, he's got a scary board for sure. I think I do end up Gravity Blade and drawing a card and then swinging 6 into one of his guys. But I think I end up Gravity Blading the Bon Clay. Yeah, so I Gravity Blade and I send Kid, just because Kid is... I don't want him to gain that active Dawn, and I do send Bon Clay because, as I mentioned, I am going to be dropping a Kaido next turn at this point. So I don't want to not be able to have that off board. And Boa ability, it draws me another 2k, which is great because it is not looking good here. I go 5 into Sachi and Penguin. I'm hoping that my opponent has 3 in hand. I'm hoping my opponent will go ahead and block so I can swing 6 into the Kitten Killer and hopefully take that Kitten Killer out before he gets that 7k buff. Because I'm pretty sure it's your opponent has to be at 2 life. But yeah, so he ends up blocking with Queen. If I swing into Queen, okay, yeah, no, I swing 6 into Kitten Killer, hoping to get more out of his hand, and I get the 2k Sanji out of his hand, which is great. I'm like, cool, he's got 2 cards, but I got nothing. This board is rough. So I'm definitely thinking about 10 Kaidoing next turn with the draw ability Kaido. I don't think that, yeah, because I'd only be able to, because bounce Kaido bounces an 8 and a 3, so I'd only be able to bounce 1 character back. And as tempting as it is to bounce like Kitten Killer, I mean, it's got Rush, so what is the point there? If I had more bodies that were able to stay on the board, I think bouncing the Queen and then, you know, swinging in would be helpful, but I'm not feeling that play right now. I'm not feeling having so many 10 Kaidos and the 6 cost in my hand. Definitely rough, but he ends up swinging 7 into Jinbei, and it's unfortunate, but I have to let it go. I do not have the counter to counter out of his swings. Depending on what he swings, I could definitely lose this game. This RP Law has put me on the back foot. The combination of RP Law doing the RP Law to the mostest, and my deck saying you want counter, too bad, is definitely putting me in a tough spot. He goes ahead and swings 5, and I think at this point, yeah, I go ahead and counter out with the Gecko. I hate countering out with that Gecko. It doesn't feel good because he can get me a 2k and become a body, but look at my hand. My hand is rough, dude. He goes 5. I end up countering with the 2k because I don't want to give him the 7k swing with a Kitten Killer, especially if he has another Kitten Killer in hand. I don't want to give him 2 7ks. So he does go 5. Realistically, I guess it doesn't matter. I get the 3rd Sengoku out of my life. I think that's 3 Sengokus from my life. I know, Vi, it's tragic. And we end up getting another, he drops another Bon Clay, which is painful. And another Sachi and Penguin, no effect, because this man is absolutely maxed. And we draw the, what is that? The, oh my, Mihawk. Oh my gosh, my brain just blanked. But 10 Dawn, I'm thinking I need to be on the defensive. I only have 1 swing. I could drop Boa. I just don't feel like I feel like at this point he's got a completely full board. I feel like at this point I need cards in hand. Of course, it's just absolutely the word. Like, I don't want to drop 10 Kaido because he put the Bon Clay on the field. So I go 5 into the Kitten Killer, hoping they will go ahead and let Kitten Killer go. And they are thinking about it. They do. I think it might have been, I think I end up dropping a Kaido here. I think it might have been better to Boa, or swing 5 with Sengoku into Sachi Penguin. Boa to freeze the Bon Clay. If I do that, I'm going to be impressed with myself. I don't think I do, though. I think if I do, that'd be cool. I'd be okay with that. I think that's my best option to get out of here. Oh my god, I'm doing it. I go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into Sachi and Penguin. Yeah, okay, so I am going to swing 6 and then Boa ability tap boa, freeze the Bon Clay. Good job, me. Yeah, tap boa, freeze Bon Clay, and bottom deck my own Sengoku to draw. Yeah, so I freeze the Bon Clay, and I have 5 in hand, so yeah, I go ahead and bottom deck my own Sengoku just to draw into another counterless card. So I think that that's the best play, because if I dropped 10 Kaido, that's a 12k swing coming at me, along with, you know, the other swings that my opponent have. This way I got 2 bodies off board, and maybe he thinks I have more counter in my hand. If he has another Kitten Killer, that's definitely rough, but this might give us a chance to do something. I don't know, man. That Bon Clay, when you've got Kaidos in your hand, you definitely don't want a 4-cost Kaido swinging at your face. That is tough. But my opponent is, it looks like, sorting out his Dawn. He's at 10 Dawn. He has done an excellent job of just ramping and keeping his Dawn up, something I, as an RP Law player, could never do. But I think he's mathing it out here, and I think, because I have 6 in hand and 3k counter. That is a rough. So I think he goes ahead and swings 7, and I decide to take it. I get another Sengoku. 3 Sengokus. I love Sengoku. We love seeing Sengoku. And yeah, depending on how he swings, and I think this is something I personally struggle with, is doing the math and knowing how to swing when you, because I know that people will swing like 7, 8, 9, you know, increase that number, and my opponent does a really good job of that, like very good job, and I don't know how to do that very well. I don't know what the math secret is. I failed math several times as a kid, so but my opponent goes ahead and swings 5, 6, 7, 8 at lead, and I go ahead and counter out with all of the counter in my hand, just kind of hoping I can live another turn. And I think that, yeah, I think I take this and I get the 2k, and if my opponent has a rush, I am dead here. So he drops the 2 to bottom deck my boa, which just hurts. Honestly, that just hurts. Yeah, that is painful. And I have no life, 6 counterless cards in hand, and we draw another Kaido. I think I'm laughing at this point, because like that is just the card game, you know. That is just unlucky. Realistically, I could swing Boa and Red Rock. Like, I don't know. I don't feel good about anything I gotta do here. Any option. It's basically GG no matter how I do it, because I can't drop 10 Kaido, but I swing 5, get rid of that Sachi and Penguin. I'm thinking about dropping 10 Kaido. I think I might Red Rock the Bon Clay, or I just drop the 10 Kaido. I've got a Kajillion in my hand. Okay, yeah, I drop Bounce Kaido, bounce Bon Clay back to my hand, and draw and get a Gravity Blade. So yeah, I think I'm cooked, boys. I'm cooked. Yeah, so he, I think, goes ahead and just swings here. But yeah, that is just unlucky, and I feel like I was bricked with a lot of Kaidos in my hand a lot of this game. So yeah, he swings 7, and I can get to 7, and that's it. I can't counter out of that 7k. So crazy game. Super unlucky. I definitely think I want to tweak the Kaido numbers if I go back to Boa, but this will be the last Boa game. I know this is going up the same day as my regional vlog. It's a short vlog. It's not very good. It's the first vlog I've ever done, but I did have fun editing it, so at least there's that. But then tomorrow's video, this video is going up, and then later in the day, the regional vlog's going up, and then tomorrow we'll be starting our Lucci arc, And yeah, it's pretty good. But don't worry, Bo won't go away forever. I love her too much. She's so fun to play. But that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you cuties in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.